Hello friends, Keck here. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. I wanted to come to you guys today to talk about something I think is super important when it comes to goal setting. In fact, I believe it's like a foundational framework or a paradigm we really need to consider when we set out to make a goal. Now we're going to think about why do we want to accomplish the goal, the why. I'll talk more about that later. But even before the why, something that's super necessary to consider when setting goals. And it's this foundational idea, and here it is. The idea is that we are either defined by a memory of the past or by a vision of the future. Okay? We're either defined by memories of the past or a vision of the future. That's the foundational idea I think is so helpful in goal setting, because we have to realize this is the mechanics of creation. This is how our life works. Somehow, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Somehow, there's this connection between the things that we think and the things that happen in our life. So the challenge with this is that our brain, our mind, is kind of like a tape recorder by default. All it has to work with is what it has recorded already, right? So our mind is like this giant tape recorder. All it has to work with is what it's already experienced. So by default, usually we're typically living by the memories of our past, because that's all the machine that has to deal with. So it's on us to consciously decide to cultivate a vision of the future. Hey, Kurt, what's up, brother? Good to see you out there. So the idea of cultivating a vision for the future is so strong. And it's strong because if you don't do that, your default subconsciously is going to be the memories of the past. Now, why this is so important when it comes to goal setting is because if you're setting a goal, it's probably because it's something that's going to be difficult, right? Mike Nowicki, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. It's probably something that's going to be difficult. So since it's going to be difficult, you have to know how these things work. So why is it difficult? Because maybe you've tried to do something difficult in the past and failed. So what does the brain have stored up here to focus on? Past experiences. Oh, I tried and it didn't work out. That's all the brain has to work with. You have to understand this. And then you have to consciously put in the brain the vision, right? My people perish for lack of vision, or write a vision and make it clear for all to see. It's so important that we do that inside ourselves, that we make this vision clear. What am I going to look like, right, when I achieve this goal? What am I going to feel like when I achieve this goal? How are things in my life going to be different? How's my relationship with my significant other, my partner, going to be different with my children when I achieve this goal? How's my energy going to be different? We need to take all those things, think on them, and cultivate this vision, right? We think about really cultivate this vision. How does it look? How do I look? How does my life look once I've achieved the goal? And then the way we cultivate it, let me see if I can give you a shot here of my garden. Let's see. There's my garden right there. Speaking of cultivating. So how do we cultivate anything like in a garden? You got to give it some attention. You got to give it some nutrients, some fertilizer, some water, some sunlight, some love. How do we cultivate the vision of our future? We got to spend time on it up here. We got to think about what it's going to look like. We have to visualize it. We have to try to emotionally feel it, muster up those feelings somehow. And that's what it's about, to cultivate a vision of the future. You can't just think about it one time and just think it's gonna serve the purpose of overcoming the brain's default of being defined by the memories of the past. You have to actively be planting those seeds in your mind and cultivate the vision of the future. So I recommend you do that when you're setting a goal. Do some visualization. Think about how you're going to be, how your life's going to be when you've reached the goal, and then really get in the practice of cultivating, right? Of every morning, we got to come out here and water the garden a little bit. Every day, we've got to cultivate this vision we've planted in our brain of the future. Because here's what happens. The vision of the future, if we cultivate it, it gets drawn to us. It gets drawn to us. It's not just with this vision of the future. It's anything that we hold in our brain and we hold in our consciousness. Whatever our predominant thought is, big surprise, we end up experiencing it in our life. So if we've experienced some negative things, some failure in the past, we cannot let that overcome the possibility and the great power we have. And the power lies in that you get to choose consciously, what do I want this future to be like? You get to choose, what do I want this vision to look like? And then cultivate that vision, hold it within yourself, and give it attention and love daily, and it'll grow. And before you know it, you'll be walking in it because it'll pull you right to it. All right, friends, that's all I got for you today. Hey, whatever goal you're thinking about setting out to accomplish, let me just tell you, you can do it. If you decide to do it, if the reason you want to do it is strong enough, and if you get your mind to play along right and help you along the way. And hopefully this has gone a little way towards that end. All right, friends, good to be with you today. Have an awesome day. Talk soon. Bye.